compounds containing carbon and hydrogen is called hydrocarbon. For example, CH4 is a hydrocarbon because it has carbon and hydrogen. We can have C2H6. This is also a hydrocarbon. C2H4 is a hydrocarbon. C2H2 is a hydrocarbon. So these all are hydrocarbon. When combustion of hydrocarbon takes place, and this is done in the presence of oxygen, it forms water and carbon dioxide. So whenever we have combustion of hydrocarbon, it will form water and carbon dioxide, and combustion is done in the presence of excess of oxygen. Let us say, for example, if I have CH4 and combustion of CH4 is done, we will have CO2 plus water. Now let us say if I want to balance this equation, we have to balance each atom separately. First we will balance carbon. So let us say this side we have one carbon atom, this side also we have one carbon atom. So carbon atom is balanced. Now next we have to have hydrogen. So we have 4 hydrogen this side we have 2 hydrogen. This means we have to multiply by 2. Now hydrogen is balanced and oxygen will be balanced in the last. So first we have to balance carbon. First balance carbon and then balance hydrogen. Second you have to balance hydrogen, and in the last you have to balance oxygen. So oxygen should be balanced in last. Now this side we have 2 plus 2 4 oxygen. This side we have 2 oxygen. This means we have to multiply by 2. Now let us try another problem. If I have C2H6 and oxygen, product will be CO2 plus H2O. We have to balance this equation. This side we have 2 carbon, this side we have 1 carbon. This means we have to multiply by 2. Now hydrogen this side 6, this side 2. So we have to multiply by 3. And in the last we have to balance oxygen. So we have 4 oxygen here and 3 oxygen here. So total we have 7 oxygen. So this means if I multiply this by 7 by 2, we will have a balanced equation. You can basically multiply by 2 throughout. So you have 2C2H6, 7O2, and this will give 4CO2 plus 6H2O. Now let us try this molecule C8, H18 plus O2. This gives CO2 plus H2O. Now you see this side we have 8 carbon, this side we have 1 carbon. So multiply by 8, carbon is balanced. 18 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, multiply by 9. Now last we have to balance oxygen. So 16 oxygen plus 9 oxygen. So we have 25 oxygen. So we have to multiply by 25 by 2. And then we can multiply by 2 throughout. So we will have 2C8H18 plus 25O2. This will give 18 to 2 16 CO2 plus 18 H2O. So this is the balance equation. So whenever you have hydrocarbon, you have to follow first carbon, then oxygen, and then hydrogen. Let us say, for example, if I have a symbol CnH2 and plus 2, these kind of compounds are called alkane, and this reacts with oxygen, and this gives you CO2 plus H2O. You have to balance this equation. Now this side we have n number of carbon, so we have to multiply by n. Now we have 2n plus 2 hydrogen. So this means I have to multiply by n plus 1. Now oxygen we have this side 2n plus n plus 1. That is, we have 3n plus 1 oxygen atom. So what we can do, we can multiply oxygen by 3n plus 1 by 2. So we can multiply this 3n plus 1 by 2. And throughout we can multiply by 2. So we will have 2Cn H2n plus 2, 3n plus 1 O2, and this will give you 2n CO2 plus 2 into n plus 1 H2O. Similarly, we can balance, let us say, CnH2n plus O2. This gives you CO2 plus H2O, n carbon, multiply by n. We have 2n hydrogen, so multiply by n. Now we will have 2n plus n oxygen, that is 3n. So we have to multiply oxygen by 3n by 2. So we can write 3n by 2. Throughout we can multiply by 2. So we will have 2CnH2n plus 3nO2, and this will give you 2nCO2 plus 2nH2O. Similarly, you can balance this one, CnH2n minus 2. This is basically alkene. CnH2n is called alkene, and CnH2n plus 2 is called alkane. All these are hydrocarbons. This reacts with oxygen. This will give you CO2 plus H2O. Now we have n number of carbons, so multiply by n. We have 2n minus 2 hydrogens, so we have to multiply n minus 1. Hydrogen is balanced. Now let us check oxygen. So we have 2n oxygen plus n minus 1 oxygen, that is 3n minus 1 oxygen. So we can multiply oxygen by 3n minus 1 by 2. So we can have 3n minus 1 by 2. Throughout we can multiply by 2. So in that case we will have 2CnH2n plus H2n minus 2 plus 3n minus 1 O2. And this will give NCO2, basically 2NCO2, because we are multiplying by 2 plus 2n minus 1 CO2 H2O. So this is the balanced equation.